guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. There's not that much topics to discuss, but a lot of the topics that we are going to be discussing are going to be very much in depth. Firstly, Al-Hilal have officially signed Neymar. The deal is now officially done, confirmed. He has transferred for around 90 million euros, and he will be making a buckload of money. We do have the operation details, how much he'll make, who, what, when, where, why, how, and also how he could come to Barcelona in the future, and also the reason why he did not join Barcelona this summer, because apparently his relationship with Xavi is absolutely dreadful. But of course, the club have now moved on to other signings, and they're currently in advanced negotiations with Manchester City for the signing of Joao Cancelo. Everything is almost done. Salary between Barcelona and Cancelo is done. Full agreement on personal terms. Barcelona and Man City have agreed to a loan deal. The question now is, what will be the buy option or buy obligation on that loan deal, and will Barcelona pay a loan fee or not? We have some of the numbers that are currently lingering around in the rumors, but again, Cancelo to Barcelona is very, very close, but it may not be the only loan signing that Barcelona will do by the end of this transfer window, because they are now in talks with Tottenham over the loan operation of Giovani Lo Celso, a player who Xavi really wants. Again, we do need another creative midfielder to provide coverage and hopefully competition for Pedri, and the chosen one right now is Lo Celso. It was originally, of course, Bernardo Silva, but that, of course, fell through. So the club now are in talks with Tottenham, trying to get Lo Celso on a loan deal as well. But of course, with players coming in, players who have to leave the club this summer, we do have an update on the sales of Lenglet, which is very, very close, hopefully in the next few days, and also on Des. But the big was that Barcelona do want to sell another player apart from Lenglet or Des, and it will be either Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres, and those sales are linked with the possible arrival of Joao Felix. Again, Jorge Mendes and Laporta have a pact that the club will try to sign Joao Felix this summer, and again, Barcelona are going to be making some moves to make that a reality, and that could end up being the sale of Ansu Fati. We do also have an update on the Barcelona fair play margin, where we're currently at the moment. Inigo Martinez injury update, updates around the suspension of Raphinha and Xavi when they got those red cards against Getafe, and finally Barcelona's white kit, the second kit for the season, doing absolutely crazy numbers in terms of sales. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, first we're going to be discussing the closest operation that is to be completed by Barcelona currently, and that is the signing of Joan Cancelo, which hopefully will be done by the end of this week, and hopefully even before the match this weekend against Cadiz. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona are preparing to submit a formal bid to Manchester City for Joan Cancelo. The bid will be a loan with a buy option. Mateo Marito has come out saying that Barcelona and Man City are negotiating the formula for Joan Cancelo's loan, whether it include a buy option. Normally it would be yes. Let's see if it's confirmed, but they tell me that if nothing unusual happens, Cancelo will sign for Barcelona. Now, Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that Barcelona have reached an agreement completely with Joan Cancelo on personal terms. Of course, we already knew this a few weeks ago. He has agreed to lower his salary to help the club, and now talks are on with Man City. Xavi still prefers Juan Foyth over Joan Cancelo, but Villarreal did not want to negotiate. Of course, we knew that at the beginning of the transfer window as well, that Juan Foyth was the #1 target and priority, and that Cancelo was essentially plan B, even though Cancelo was plan A for Barcelona in the January transfer window. So again, the signing is on track. It will be completed, I'm hoping, by the end of this week. I would suspect Monday, Tuesday if I were to place a bet, but I think the club can really push us over the line by the end of this week, because again, personal terms are agreed. Man City want to get rid, Cancelo wants to join. All that is left, of course, is the situation in regards to the buy option. Now, there are some reports coming in about this buy option, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Now, Samuel Marsden and Rob Dawson from ESPN, two very, very reliable sources, have come out saying that Man City want a loan with an obligation to buy for 60 million euros for Joan Cancelo. Barcelona also want a loan deal with a buy obligation, but for next summer. 60 million for Cancelo could be the biggest risk in this club's history. I don't think that is worth it whatsoever. But Sport came out saying that Barcelona want a purchase option for Joan Cancelo to be around 25 million euros, but Man City are demanding at least 45 million euros. The club could pay a loan fee to compensate for that 20 million euro difference. Again, I think it's completely reasonable. The main part of the deal is agreed. Barcelona will pay the full salary of Cancelo, which he has lowered, and a small loan fee. Now talks are intensifying over the amount of the purchase option. Barcelona's idea is to sign Joan Cancelo permanently next summer if he performs well this season. Again, if we can get that 25 million euro buy option, 5 million euro loan fee, happy days. Overall, 30 million euros for Cancelo if he comes in, plays well, no complaints whatsoever. But if Man City want 60, I think that is absolutely ridiculous. You want 60 million euros for a player that you don't want and a player that doesn't want to be here. That, I get it, Cancelo is, a world-class fullback, but if you look at the last year, he has not been great, and that has to depreciate his value in some way, shape, or form. Again, we'll see the club decide, but again, talks are on, intensifying. This agreement will be happening very, very soon. Again, now the only question remains is what will be the buy option for Barcelona for Cancelo next summer, and also how much will the loan fee be. Now, following the signing of Joao Cancelo, the next priority for Barcelona will be to sign a new creative midfielder, with Giovani Lo Celso the #1 priority. Now, having Miguel from AES came out saying that everything indicates that Barcelona will activate the signing of Lo Celso on a loan deal. So it looks like Barcelona are going to be bringing in 2 players on loan. Again, most likely there will be an option to buy. Whether it be a loan fee or not remains to be seen. But again, for me, this is excellent from Barcelona, getting a player in that you want. Wait and see how he does. If he does well, fantastic, buy him. If not, you can move on to the next talent. Again, I think Lo Celso is the age of 27, so you don't want to risk too much. For me, I would not spend more than 30 million euros on him. Same with Cancelo. I think hopefully both his operations will cost Barcelona less than 60 million euros. But keep in mind, Man City wanted 60 million euros just for Cancelo. I think with the Lo Celso simple loan buy option, I don't know if Tottenham want to get rid of him or not. That's the main question. But I think if Lo Celso pushes for the move, there won't be an issue. Again, they have loaned Lo Celso for the past 2 seasons, so there could be a bit of frustration in that part. Maybe Barcelona could put a buy obligation in if he plays 30 matches or something like that to give some sort of incentive for Tottenham to accept this operation. But I think, again, the club will focus on this after they get the Joan Cancelo deal over the line, because again, they're kind of doing a Cancelo deal right now and also trying to get some sales over the door as well, so they can't do too much at once. But again, I do hope the club do bring in a creative midfielder. After Lo Celso, I have no idea who the targets are, but I think right now he's probably our only option that's affordable and feasible and realistic. So we'll wait and see on Lo Celso. But again, the club are planning on making an approach to Tottenham for him, most likely on a loan move. Now, a player who Barcelona could sign in the number 10 position in the future could be Dani Olmo. Of course, Barcelona are going to be linked with Dani Olmo every single time there can be links with him, because he's La Masia product, he's Spanish, so it always goes well with him. Now, of course, he just scored a hat-trick in the Super Cup in Germany away at the Allianz Arena against Bayern Munich. Credit to him, he had an absolute masterclass. That second goal was absolutely filthy. Following that match, there have been reports coming out saying that Barcelona had interest in signing Dani Olmo this summer for around 30 million euros, but the club had other priorities. He also wanted to return to Barcelona, and the club could make a move for him next summer. Of course, he has renewed his contract this summer, so he will not be free next summer. If you told me at the beginning of the summer Dani Olmo or Lo Celso, I would have picked Dani Olmo. I think he's younger. I think he'll fit better into Barcelona. He's Spanish. He's from the club as well, so I think he'll integrate much better. But I think the operation was too difficult and too out of Barcelona's grasp. And also there was other priorities, a pivot, another midfielder, the striker, of course. So it sucks that we lost on a player like this, but you know what? Players like this will always come about, and who knows, Dani Olmo might join Barcelona in the future. But for now, Barcelona see him as another target for next summer. Right now, it is very much unfeasible. Now, a player who has been linked with Barcelona heavily over recent weeks and has finally decided his future, and it's even to the point that it's official, is of course Neymar. I did make a TikTok and YouTube short video when this came out, but Neymar has joined Al-Hilal officially on a fee for around 90 million euros. He signs a 2-year deal worth 300 million euros. 150 in the first year, 150 in the second year. That's around about 3 million per week. He also gets a private jet, a house. He gets 500k for every social media post he does, and he also gets 90,000 for every match Al-Hilal wins. So good deal for him. Again, a loan move is ruled out since he did sign a 2-year deal. We were expecting that if he signed a 3-year deal or longer, a loan move could have been possible, but in the end it wasn't. And there were some reasons behind that. We do have the behind the scenes of this transfer coming in from Fabrizio Romano, who of course got everything spot on with Neymar. He broke the exclusive news that Al-Hilal wanted him and that Barcelona were not going to sign him Tottenham on loan, and of course got the news absolutely correct. He came out saying that Joan Laporta, Matteo Eneman, Deco, he even threw in Rafael Use's name in there, all wanted Neymar back. But the player told during some conversations that he won't return as long as Xavi is the coach. The problem was the relationship with Xavi. Neymar said if Xavi was the manager, he does not want to return. Jammy prick. I mean, bloody. What? There's now beef with Neymar and Xavi. I think because Xavi would, if he did sign him, he wanted a lot out of him, which of course is the highest sense that we do have at Barcelona. I think honestly Neymar wanted to come back just for vibe and just a party in the city of Barcelona and the clubs of Barcelona. I don't think he really came with ambitions to play, but there are still rumors about him coming back in the future. Of course, he signed a 2-year deal with Al-Hilal. His contract will expire around 2026, and of course he could leave before that because L'Equipe are reporting that Neymar's planning to return to Barcelona in 2025 and prepare for the highest level for the 2026 World Cup. I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't. Again, 2-year deal, so his contract will expire in 2025, so he could join Barcelona for the year of the World Cup. I don't think it's happening. I think this Neymar ship, like I told you guys a year ago when he renewed his contract, I think that ship has sailed. I cannot see him returning to Barcelona at any given point. And also, Xavi's the manager at that time. It will not happen because clearly Xavi and Neymar don't have a great relationship. Now, I'm very happy that the club have backed the manager. Again, the club wanted him, again, simply for commercial reasons, to sell shirts, to sell seats. And of course, he's a good player, which makes sense. But Xavi does not want him. You do not bring him in under any mean circumstances. And I'm glad the club stuck with their bones. And I'm glad the club also stuck with their manager as well. So overall, Xavi with a big W. And Neymar absolutely in the mud playing in the Saudi League. I mean, he'll be earning his bank. Fair enough to him. But Neymar will be the biggest what-if player in history. What if he stayed at Barcelona? What happens if he came back in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23? Remains to be seen. I mean, he's a player with a lot of talent, but similar to Ronaldinho, he wasted it by, not really caring too much about his game and doing what Brazilians do. So it is what it is. Hopefully we never get linked to Neymar again, but we probably will. But I think this will be the end of Neymar's journey and story at Barcelona. But in the future, you just never know. Now, with Neymar's arrival to Barcelona this summer, 100% ruled out. Of course, the next target, you could say, as that marquee shirt-selling, seat-selling signing is Joao Felix. Now, we talked about in the last video how Barcelona want to sign either Neymar or Joao Felix. If the Xavi could choose, he would choose Neymar. And now Neymar's gone, and it looks like Joao Felix is our only option. I really hope we don't sign him, but again, his name is been in the media so much. Now, Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that Xavi would only accept the arrival of Joao Felix if his two priorities come first: a right back, either Foyth or Cancelo, and attacking midfielder, either Bernardo Silva, of course not going to happen, or Lo Celso. That's what the club has conveyed to the player and his agent, that the operation cannot be completed until the last days of the market. But Xavi's clear, he wants Cancelo and Lo Celso before the club even attempt to sign Joao Felix. I mean, I guess there's a silver lining to that point. I would 100% agree with Xavi to get our priorities before we get this guy, but I still don't think Felix is going to work at Barcelona. I don't know why we're umming and ahhing for a player who we're only being linked to because he came out saying he wants to play for Barcelona. Of course, Atletico Madrid played Fresneda on Monday. Joao Felix actually on the bench for that match, surprisingly, after not playing a second in preseason. When he sat on the bench, he was sitting like 3 seats away from the squad, so like everyone sitting on the bench, Memphis, I don't know, Hermoso, all those kind of players, and there's like 3-seat gap, and then Felix sitting there by himself. Halftime, Felix was playing with the ball in the middle of the pitch, and all the Atletico Madrid fans are saying, son of a B word and all this stuff. So he's in a very terrible situation, but kind of sucks that we were the only ones that can actually bail him out. Now, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that even till the final days and the final hours of the window, Joao Felix's situation will be one to watch. He is still dreaming and hoping for Barcelona. He has rejected Saudi Arabia and other possibilities. Atletico want big money too. Let's see if Barcelona can find a way to sign him. I would not spend a dime on Felix. If we're signing him, loan, cover, his salary that he will reduce, that is it. If the club buckle for this player, I will cry. If the club swap him for Ansu Fati, I will be Laporta out, Aleman out, Uste out, Deco out. I don't give a damn. That would be the most catastrophic deal in the history of this club. And how in the frig do Atletico Madrid keep finessing us? They got us by the balls, Atletico Madrid. They're just there squeezing and twisting and doing whatever they want. And we're just like, oh, yes, okay. It's ridiculous how we're about to swap one of our young prospects for a washed player at Atletico Madrid. Even Diego Simeone came out after the match saying that, oh, Felix has Memphis, Correa, Morata, Griezmann, Lamar, all ahead of him. Once he gets ahead of them, he can play, which of course he will never do. So we'll wait and see with Joao Felix. Again, until the final seconds of this window, this deal will be a possibility. Again, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's the right player for Barcelona. I don't think he'll suit our style whatsoever. But again, if he's cheap, Xavi gives the green light, I'll back it. But if you have Felix, Raphinha, Ferran, Lewandowski, Ansu, Lamine Yamal, Abdi, you have Vitor Roque coming in January, that's damn near 8 forwards. Like, what do you get? What's the benefit there? I'd rather have the 5 now, of course, Abdi, Ansu, Ferran, Raphinha, Lewandowski, plus Lamine Yamal if you want to count that. Yeah, I'd rather have the 6 now, bring Vitor Roque in January, bish bash bosh, you're all good. We don't need Joao Felix, and that's why I'm afraid that we don't need him, to the point that Barcelona are gonna sell someone we currently have, either Ansu or maybe even Ferran, to bring in Felix, which for me is catastrophic. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, like everyone's been saying, until the final seconds of this transfer window, you cannot rule the signing of Joao Felix to Barcelona. Now, as I just mentioned, a player that will be joining Barcelona in January who has been signed this summer is, of course, Vitor Roque, and we have more confirmation from Atletico Madrid sporting director on Vitor Roque's future. He came out saying there is no possibility of leaving now. He was sold with these conditions. He stays at least until December. Barcelona, Andre Curry, and Victor already know this. From January, he will be available for Barcelona. So again, absolutely no chance that Vitor Roque will join Barcelona this summer. Again, I think the club definitely analyzed it. They'll have maybe some initial talk. Again, the only reason why we don't have him right now is because when we signed him, we couldn't fit him in financial fair play rules. But now the margins are open with Kessié and of course Ousmane Dembele leaving, which of course were unexpected a month ago. Maybe not Kessié, but Dembele for sure. But again, the pact has already been there. The agreement has already been reached. If Barcelona wanted to bring him in, they had to have paid more money, which of course the club don't want to do. So again, Vitor Roque, we will see him hopefully in the blaugrana shirt in January. Now, with Barcelona probably aiming to sign around 1 to 3 players from now until the end of the transfer window, the question is, how much spare play margins do Barcelona have currently in the wage bill? According to reports, Barcelona now have about 40 million euros in FFP to spend on the market from the sales of Kessié, Ousmane Dembele, and even Nico. The entry of new investors at Barca Studios helps balance the lack of salary cap. And again, you have to keep in mind, we're going to sell, hopefully get rid of somehow Lenglet, get rid of Des as well. That's at least 300,000 euros a week off the wage bill as well. So hopefully the wage bill will not be an issue. We are expecting that again, Marcos Alonso and Ake Peña will be registered very, very soon. I personally wouldn't register Marcos Alonso, but that's neither here or there. So hopefully from now until the end of the window, if the club can reach an agreement with a player and on a salary that's fair, there should not be any more registration or fair play issues, because again, we do have a lot of space right now, which hopefully won't be taken up by too many spaces. Again, the club hopefully want to keep some room for Vitor Roque in January. That way he can come in, register him, no problem whatsoever. We don't have to, sell someone or make some other adjustments in any way, shape, or form. But again, fair play looking all right. We have around 40 million euros left of salary space to, of course, impose, which again, hopefully the club will end up executing. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up is Clement Lenglet, who of course I still cannot believe he's a Barcelona player right now, but he is very, very close to the exit door. His agents were in Barcelona yesterday in the Ciudad Esportiva negotiating his exit. Now, the Athletic broke the news saying that Clement Lenglet to Al Nassr is still very much on the table and is also very close. A deal's not done yet, but he now appears likely to join Saudi Arabian club. So again, we knew that Al Nassr bid for Lenglet a few weeks ago. He rejected it then, and now it looks like he is tempted by that move. Also, Gianluigi Logueri gave an exclusive to Barca Buzz on Twitter, and he came out saying that Clement Lenglet is indeed close to reaching an agreement with Al Nassr. It's almost done, and the club could finalize it in the next couple days. Barcelona can get a transfer fee of around 10 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons. How big is that? Getting a transfer fee for Lenglet on top of the most important thing, getting rid of his wages. But it's not that easy. Joao Cancelo did come out saying that Barcelona's meeting with Clement Lenglet's agent yesterday to discuss his possible departure from the club. The player wants to stay in Europe before deciding to go to Saudi Arabia. So again, Lenglet still prioritizing staying in Europe somewhere, and I think if there's no other possibilities, he will make that move to Al Nassr. Again, all the offers are in. We heard that Tottenham have pulled out, according to Sport, not too reliable. AC Milan showed a little bit of interest, but nothing much for Barcelona to grab upon. It's only the Al Nassr essentially that we do know who's concrete, made an offer, and is definitely in for Lenglet. Now, finally, Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that Lenglet has asked for some days to make a decision. He does not rule out Saudi Arabia move, but he does again prefer to stay in Europe. So hopefully, with Cancelo arriving, hopefully by the end of this week, hopefully also by the end of this week, Lenglet is gone. Transfer fee would be absolutely glorious, but again, we're at a point now where we just want to get rid of his salary. I hope he does decide to go to Al Nassr, because again, that's 15 million euros coming to Barcelona. That is freaking huge. On top of saving his salary, you get also a transfer fee. Absolutely golden. But hey, if he finds a club in the Europe that wants to take him for free and just take over salary, by all means, whatever makes him leave. I don't care how he leaves. My question is, when is he leaving? That's what I want to know. So again, hopefully he does leave very, very soon. He is in talks to move away from Barcelona. Let's hope it's for Al Nassr for that transfer fee, because that transfer fee sounds spicy. But again, Lenglet hopefully will decide his future in the next few days. Now, apart from your Lenglets and Des, there are still other players who could end up leaving Barcelona by the end of this window, and one of them could be, hopefully not, Ansu Fati. Now, in the last video, I told you guys I also had a little bit of a rage about the possibility of swapping Joao Felix for Ansu Fati, and that initial report came in from Inigo from Cope. Apparently that wasn't translated correctly. We had some more reports coming in from Gentes on Inigo's report, saying that Inigo wouldn't have said that Barcelona will be working on the Joao Felix Ansu Fati loan swap. She said that she doesn't rule out Felix's transfer, and that at the same time the idea of an Ansu Fati Felix swap was raised, but Ansu does not want to leave. Then Mateo Morito came out saying that Barcelona offered a swap deal between Ansu Fati and Joao Felix to Atletico Madrid, but they rejected it. They want to sell Felix on a permanent transfer or a loan with a buy obligation. The fact that we offered that deal, I should slap Laporta in the face. I'm not even stuttering. I am being so serious. The fact that you even offered that is an absolute disgrace. Apparently, not only Atletico Madrid rejected it, but also Joao Felix, also Ansu Fati. There are reports coming in from the Madrid media saying that Jorge Mendes is trying to persuade Ansu Fati to join Atletico Madrid. That way, when this operation can happen near the end of the window, it will. Hopefully, it does, because I think losing Ansu Fati is absolutely catastrophic. Now again, Mateo Morito has come out saying that Ansu Fati's priority is to stay at Barcelona, but he knows that he isn't untransferable. However, he isn't considering joining Atletico Madrid at the moment. If he leaves, he wants to pick the best sporting project for him. For Atletico Madrid, a couple things. One, again, they're squeezing us by the testicle. They're just playing with our balls and making us and on anything they want to do. I don't know how they do it. Fair play to them. Secondly, Ansu Fati right now, I think we have Champions League final tomorrow. Ansu Fati starts 100%. I mean, if Xavi is starting wingers tomorrow, Champions League final, Ansu Fati starts 100%. For Atletico Madrid, they play with two forwards, and they already have Antoine Griezmann, Alvaro Morata, Angel Correa, Memphis Depay. He will come in as fifth choice, because trust me, ain't no way Diego Simeone playing with three forwards in one team unless he sticks Ansu at wingback. He's going to go to Atletico Madrid, and he's not going to get as much more minutes as he is right now at Barcelona. That is not the case. I think he has a better chance of getting to the Barcelona lineup than he does in Atletico Madrid's lineup. Especially in the Atletico Madrid system, where he's probably going to play as a second striker or a first striker. He'll be bullied by the center backs, and he'll have no depth and no area to move and, run at speed. His best movement is, of course, on the left-hand side on the wings, where he can run at space. He won't be able to do that there. So hopefully, with him being very strong on the outgoing there, that could help this deal fall through. But again, I can't believe the club are falling for this just to make Jorge Mendes happy. It's absolutely unbelievable. Now, on Barcelona planning on sending a filler this summer, Jaime Miguel from AS came out saying that Barcelona want to sell 2 or 3 more players to free up the wage bill. Lenglet, Des, and possibly either Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres. Of course, Lenglet, Des will leave. Why not just sell Marcos Alonso? I mean, for God's sakes, yes, he won't bring money in, but the man is covering 9 million in FFP. Like, holy shite. Why do we have to sell players who can actually be beneficial to Barcelona? Again, if we have to sell Ansu Ferran, since I told you back in May, I'll say it again. I'm selling Ferran. I get it. Ferran, remontada, he's working out in the gym, coming in for extra sessions. Okay, if I was there, I'd work as hard, if not even harder. but he had to produce on the pitch. Yes, he didn't get subbed on against Getafe. Currently, Lamine Yamal, Ansu, and Abdi are all ahead of Ferran Torres, according to what we saw in the Getafe match. So I'd sell him, but again, the problem is that Ansu Fati has a market where Ferran Torres doesn't. Again, Aston Villa got their winger in Moussa Diaby, so I don't think they'll be coming in for Ferran. We'll wait and see. I really am happy with the forwards that we do have right now. I don't think Joao Felix adds anything or provides anything whatsoever. I do hope we stick with the forwards that we currently have, but in order to be successful in the transfer market, you gotta have, besties. You gotta make people happy, and one of that is making Jorge Mendes happy with Ansu Fati as well. I do hope he ends up staying, but if I were to make a bet right now, I think he's leaving. I think the club will get rid of him, probably to Atletico Madrid, and Joao Felix is coming the other way. We'll wait and see. I think, again, Joao Felix, don't get me wrong, great player. I just don't think he'll fit at Barcelona. The only way I would bring in Joao Felix is if we get rid of Ferran Torres. Because, of course, we're hearing now Raphinha is officially untransferable. The club loves him. Deco, Xavi, so he's not leaving. You've bet on Abdi. Vitor Roque is coming in. Lamine Yamal is already there, so it's either going to be Ferran or Ansu. So unless someone gets desperate in the final week and they'll take Ferran Torres, I think it will be Ansu, because, again, he has that market. Let's just pray and hope that nothing really changes in those attacking positions. But again, if Joao Felix does arrive, either Ferran or Ansu will be leaving. Let's now discuss some of the news starting Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First, we do have an injury update on the only injured player at Barcelona who we have not seen yet play for Barcelona, Inigo Martinez. Again, he has been out for the entirety of preseason so far. He had a surgery before he signed for Barcelona in the beginning of June, if I'm not mistaken. He's still recovering. We did expect that he would be coming back around the beginning of September, but now Ben Aid from Mundo Deportivo is reporting that the initial expectations are that Inigo Martinez will be ready in around 1 week. He did start training the other day with the ball, so his progression is very advanced. Hopefully by the match against Villarreal, he can be in the squad list for that trip, and then maybe play in the match after that. I think it's Osasuna away, off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken. But again, his minutes will be very gradual. He did not participate in preseason whatsoever, so he'll not just come in and be a starter, but having him part of the squad, traveling, and being as available substitution is, of course, very important. So again, we are expecting Inigo Martinez to be hopefully fit in the next week or two. Now, speaking about playing football, of course, Barcelona's last match was against Getafe, and in that match, 2 key Barcelona personnels were sent off in Raphinha and Xavi. We do have an update on Raphinha. On Xavi, we are hearing that he will be suspended for 2 matches, so Cadiz this weekend, and then Villarreal next weekend. Apparently, his comments afterwards, when he was kind of slagging off the league, Javier Tebas, the referee, won't actually give him a longer sanction. I think it'll just be the initial 2 matches. We're waiting for further confirmation. But on Raphinha, Sport came out saying that Barcelona have appealed Raphinha's red card and want to try and reduce the match to 2 instead of the initial 3. The club argues that several Getafe players provoked him exceedingly first. Moreover, referee Soto Grado mentioned that the incident occurred when the ball was not in play, but Barcelona will argue that it occurred when Raphinha went for the ball. So again, if that ball came over the top, he went for the elbow, and things happened after that. In that report, the referee said the ball wasn't in play, but it actually was. I'll tell you right now, we will not win this appeal. I have been a Barcelona fan since properly, watching every single day since 2009, 2010. I have never seen a red card appeal be overturned by Barcelona and win it. I am telling you now, he will be suspended for 3 matches: Cadiz, Villarreal, and I believe Osasuna. But if we can get it to reduce to 2, then perfectly fine. But here's the moment now for the likes of Abdi, Ferran, and Ansu to get in and make a starting spot with no suspension of Raphinha. But again, it is 2 big blows for Barcelona, but hopefully we will overcome it. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys some updates on the shirt sales. As we all know, the club have now released officially 2 new kits. The 3rd kit should be coming in about 2 or 3 weeks. And on the white kit, there are reports coming in that Barcelona's away kit for the 23-24 season is the most trending Nike kit this season as per the data released from the retail stores, followed by PSG's home kit and Liverpool's away kit. So according to the Nike database, Barcelona's 2nd kit, the white kit, is the highest selling football kit of the new season, which is mad. I don't know why there's a lot of people hyped on the Barcelona white kits. I mean, I get it, it looks alright. I get it, the badge is pretty sick having the 1970 badge now, but the fact that I think we've had, I can name you 3-4 better kits that we've had over the past 3 years than this white kit. But if it's selling, you know what, revenue coming from Barcelona, you absolutely love to see it. I think it's because of the white aspect, and also the 1970s badge is also very cool aspect, I might say. But there you go. Out of all the Nike kits in the world in terms of football, Barcelona's white kit is the #1 selling. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to first, of course, is your thoughts on the Neymar operation to Al-Hilal and whether I think he will return to Barcelona in the future or not. Secondly, on Joan Cancelo, you think this deal will get done by the end of this week? And also, what are your thoughts on what the price could be for his buy option? Thirdly, on Lo Celso, you think Barcelona will get that deal over the line, or you think we'll have to go for another alternative? And finally, your thoughts on the situation of Ansu Fati, Atletico Madrid, and Joao Felix. What's your prediction? What do you think will happen? And also, what do you want the outcome to be in that scenario? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca. Yeah.